Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a fabulous day. Today I have my entire Louis Vuitton collection from small leather goods to handbags. I decided to break the video up into different sections, that way it makes it a little bit easier, and I'm also including timestamps on the description box below. That way if you want to bypass the small leather goods, you can go straight into handbags or vice versa. So that way it makes it, again, like I said, a little bit easier. So I will start off with small leather goods, and then for the second part I will go into handbags. So I hope you enjoy. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red button down below and hitting that bell so you're notified when I upload videos, which is anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week. And let's get started, shall we? The first one that I wanted to share with you is my all-time favorite Louis Vuitton piece, and that is the 6-ring key holder in the monogram canvas. It is currently not being used because I am getting more use out of my Chanel one, only because I've used this for the last 10 plus years every single day. That's really the only reason, but sometimes I go back and forth. So the monogram 6-ring key holder, and I did get it hot stamped. It has the M right there, and it has held up pretty well for as long as I've had it and for as often as I've used it. All right, moving on to my very first Louis Vuitton piece, and that is the Monogram Clay, or the key pouch. So there we go. As you can see, it's a little bit flatter only because of how long I've had it. But I have had the zipper repaired once, so not too bad. And I am currently using it right now, so I have bobby pins and all that other good stuff. So the Monogram Clay. Next one is the clay as well in the Damier Ebene canvas. And this one is a little bit bigger. I talked about this recently on another video. It shows like it's a little bit bigger than the monogram one. And I don't know if it's really because it is bigger or just the fact that this one is so old that it's kind of started to flatten out a little bit. And this is a little bit poofier, you know what I mean? So the Damier Ebene clay, and these are great for catch-alls, not necessarily for key pouches. Actually, that's one of the ways that I don't end up using it because I have the 6-ring key holders. So if you use it as a mini wallet, if you use it as a catch-all, that's usually what ends up working out for me. All right, and I also have the clay in the Empreinte leather. This is in the cerise, and as you can see, these are a little bit larger than these ones. Now these, I prefer to use them as little mini wallets just because of the size that they have. I feel that I can get away with using bills in here a lot easier than the other one. So here it is in the cerise, and I very seldomly use this back zipper. And there we go. They all come with a little chain there. All right, I also have it in the Empreinte in the Rose Ballerine. I love this color. I like the fact that it's a very soft baby pink. It's not too bright. It's not too dull, although it looks like it's showing up a little dull because, because of the lighting. It almost looks like it's kind of gray. It's not like that, I promise. So there we go. And I haven't had any issues with color transfer on this either, which I'm super surprised about because I was a little worried when I first got it, you know? All right, and then the last clay that I have is in the Noir. Now this one, my wonderful hubby actually helped me to remove the chain. I have talked about this a few times as well. And the reason why I removed the chain is because, as I said, I like to use this as a mini wallet. And that is honestly the best thing I ever did because the chain doesn't get in the way. It's easier to fit a little bit more cards in here if need be. So I am unofficially recommending it only because I know that, you know, not too many people are crazy about altering their Louis Vuitton items, but like I said, it worked out for me, and usually when I end up hot stamping something, kind of like what I did with this one, I know that it's going to be my collection forever. All right, moving on to the round coin purse and the monogram canvas. I really hope that they end up introducing more simple ones. Not the illustration collections. I think that those are great, or the limited edition pieces. I just wish that they would introduce this in just the plain canvas in different prints. You know what I mean? Just to add a little variety. So there we go. And this is actually where I prefer to use all of my coins. I don't put any of my coins inside any of my wallets just because it drives me crazy. That's my own personal, that's my own personal thing. So I always carry this with me in every single handbag that I use. All right, next I have the passport holder in the monogram canvas. And I actually end up storing my passport and my husband's passport together. And actually when we travel, I end up using both of them in here, and it makes it very, very easy, very convenient. I will be doing a review on this because I have not done a review on it. So I'll probably put that up within the next couple of weeks. But it does have the 3 credit card slots and another little slip pocket here and another little slip pocket there and there. So it makes it really easy to put your boarding passes in here and whatnot. So awesome little piece. All right, next we have the mini pochette. This is in the Monogram canvas, and it just has a little tab of vachetta there. And as you can see, it is starting to patina quite nicely because I have been using it a little much. And it just has the beautiful chocolate brown interior. I've said this before that I feel that this is one of the best between the 6-ring key holder, the Monogram Clay. I think that the mini pochette is another fantastic piece to add to your collection, or if you are venturing into luxury goods, just because you get so much use out of it. At least I do. And you will come to find that if, you know, throughout my video, if you guys are new to my channel, I am all about versatility. I love being able to incorporate a lot of these items multiple ways in my lifestyle, so that way the cost per wear is even less. So that ends up working out. So the Monogram mini pochette. I also have it in the Demi Azur Tahitian collection that launched earlier this year, and it does have the beautiful LV and the flowers that are in kind of like the rose ballerine. It's a little bit more of a it's a little bit brighter of a pink, to be honest, compared to the rose ballerine, but I often pair these two together. And what I really like about this item is that the interior is also that gorgeous pink. So I think it's beautiful. I don't know what it is about Demi Azur. Demi Azur and pink, I feel that they go very, very well together. Maybe because they're both, they're light, they're not too, you know, it's not too vivid of a combination, that I feel that it works really, really well together. And I haven't had any issues with this peeling either, with the silk screening that they have on here. A lot of these pieces are known for peeling or for chipping, and I haven't had any problems with it whatsoever. And I have been using it the way that I would use any one of my mini pochettes. And then the last mini pochette that I have is in the Demi Ben canvas. This is the oldest of the 3, so this one needs some major TLC. You will see on the zipper there, it's a little bit, it's busted, all right? It's starting to chip. It has a whole lot of love going on. And I often think if I'm going to repair it, but realistically, I'll end up using it the way that I have been, and I'll end up getting those same wear marks over and over again. So to me, it's just, I'm just going to use it, enjoy it. And if it has all this beautiful chipping and wear, it's just extra character, I feel. And Demi Ben, of course, has the, I'm currently using this one. It has the gorgeous red interior. All right, so there we go. And moving on to my only wallet that I have from Louis Vuitton. This is the Josephine wallet in the Monogram canvas with the red little button there. I did talk about this on my Small Leather Goods collection. I'll put it at the end of this video if you guys are interested. But love this wallet. I've had it for a few years now, and I love the fact that it has the red interior. You will see that there are 2 colors that I'm crazy about when it comes to Louis Vuitton. That is red and pink. Or just in general, those are my favorite colors. But this is a fantastic wallet, especially for the price point. You get quite a bit of versatility, and it does come with the detachable coin purse that just comes in this little pocket here. Now at one point I did have 3 Josephine wallets in the 3 canvas prints, the Monogram, the Demi Azur, and the Demi Ben. I have since sold those only because I was starting to have a lot of issues with the removable coin pouch. I used to store my Small Leather Goods in the dust bag, in the boxes, and I started to get quite a bit of bubbling going on in the removable pouch, and it's only really because when I was talking to the sales associate, they said that the items need to breathe, the leather needs to breathe, I'm sorry, so she always recommended to take it and store it outside of the box. So it was my own it was my own doing that I ruined my item, so I actually ended up getting the, what's it called, repair piece or a spare part of the removable coin pouch. So I have the one with the bubbles and I have the one without bubbles ready to go. So I really like the Josephine wallet because I can use this inside of my smaller handbags as just a little mini wallet without necessarily carrying the wallet with me. All right, moving on to my cosmetic pouch. This is they've changed the name. I think it's now called the small pouch. It used to be called the Cosmetic Pouch PM, so I don't remember which one it is. But this is in the multicolor noir, and this has since been discontinued, although there are rumors that multicolor is making a huge comeback. And this has the stunning grenade interior. It's just this gorgeous, gorgeous hot pink. And as you can see, this is in mint condition. I have used it maybe once or twice, maybe a little bit more than that. I cannot bring myself to use it because I think it's too gorgeous. And this goes against everything I say. I always say if something's going to sit on the shelf, sell it and put that money towards something that you'll end up using. But when it comes to this bad boy, I just cannot bring myself to do it. I just love this cosmetic pouch. Although I'm not too crazy about the design because of the wear that it usually has on the corners, because I used to have the 3 canvas prints in this one as well. All right, and I actually have the Toiletry Pouch 15 in the monogram canvas. Out of the two, I honestly prefer the Toiletry Pouch 15. I used to like this one a little bit more just because of the size that it has, but I like the fact that I don't have to worry about corner wear with this one because it's made up of multiple pieces of canvas versus this one is made up of one, and that's why they have the folding on the corners. So this one is the 15, the smallest one, and it actually fits a good amount. And considering I'm such a crazy lip addict, lip type of person, I'm able to fit quite a bit of lipsticks in here. So it works out perfectly for me. And sometimes I'll end up using this as a catch-all. All right, I'm trying to move as quickly as possible without, you know, talking super fast. The next one that I have is my Sunglass Case in the MM size. This is in the monogram canvas. I don't use these for sunglasses anymore. I actually prefer to use this for jewelry holders whenever we're traveling because it does have the gorgeous microfiber interior. Once upon a time when I used to have higher end sunglasses, I would use these, but now since I have a little bit more of what people might say cheap sunnies, I have no need for these. So the fact that I was able to incorporate them into using them as a jewelry holder when we travel is perfect for me. So I have it in the monogram MM size, and I also have it in the demi-azur in the same size, the MM. Now this one does have quite a bit of color transfer on the sides, and as you can see, maybe it'll pick it up. It kind of has like a little bit of black or blue going on there. I don't know, but it's quite noticeable. But like I said, since I use these for travel, it doesn't really bother me whatsoever. All right, I'm almost done with my small leather goods. I'm just trying to, I was trying to be as organized as possible. That doesn't necessarily work out for me. All right, the next thing that I have is actually as a bracelet. I believe this is called the Nano, is it the Nano 17? Or maybe it's called the Spirit bracelet. I can't remember, but it does have the Nano monogram throughout. Very, very cute piece. I do use it sometimes, not too often, but I haven't had any issues with it either. It does have quite a bit of scratching on the hardware, but that's going to happen only because of how, you know, it ends up laying on my wrist. All right, the next item that I have is called a Keychain Chain. That was the name of it before. I have never used this. It still has the blue stickers, all right? And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you guys know how I feel about these stickers. But I wanted to use this to put it on some of my items to make them little clutches or to make them a little bit longer. Like I can do that with the mini pochette to, if I wanted to try to put it on my shoulder, although I mean, that's not going to work. My arms are a little too big to be using the mini pochette as a little handbag. But I love this little keychain. Although, like I said before, I have yet to use it. So it stays in the little pouch, which is super cute too. I told you guys, I am such a pack rat, and I feel like, I don't know, like I can justify leaving something there unused for years and years. All right, the next thing that I have is the Monogram This is called the Monogram Strap. This is not the Bandolier strap. They have one that's a little bit longer, but this is in the monogram canvas with the hot pink interior, and it does have the white varnish on the sides. I haven't had too many issues with the varnish, as far as I haven't had any issues with cracking or peeling or anything like that, or with color transfer, to be honest. And I haven't had any color transfer on this leather either. But I started to use this with my pochette accessoire that you guys will see later on. But I actually prefer to use this on my keep alls, just because it makes it a little bit, more user-friendly for me to put this on the keep all 45 that you will also see later on in the video. All right, the next thing that I have is my Agenda GM. This is in the Damier Ebene canvas. This is the one that I'm currently using, and I just have all of my I'm not very organized when it comes to agendas, and I talked about this earlier on in the week when I did my recent pickups, because I did buy the Louis Vuitton agenda refills, and they work out for me, but there's a method to my madness, and other than that, I'm pretty disorganized when it comes to agendas, but like I said, it works out for me. So the Agenda GM in the Damier Ebene, and I also have it in the monogram canvas in the GM size. I used to have the PM, and I never had the MM, I don't think. No, I used to have a couple PM agendas, and I think they're great to be used as wallets, but because I have such large handwriting, I prefer to have the GM, so I have a whole lot of space to work with, and I just feel that these end up working out a little bit better for my lifestyle. So the agendas. All right, next up is my Toiletry 25, and this is in the Damier Ebene canvas. I love using this for when we travel, and I like the fact that it does have the washable interior, so that way if you get any type of makeup, lotions, or whatever it is, you can just wipe it off very, very easily. So I do love this little guy for, and it fits perfectly inside any luggage as well. All right, and now on to some shawls. First, I have the Mania scarf. This is in the color, oh man, I can't remember the name. I think it's Rose something. How bad is that? I even tried to look up the colors online and I couldn't find them. So I will have to go back to some of my previous videos so I can put the correct name on the description box below. So my apologies. So the Mania scarf, and this one just has two different colors. So you have the beautiful rose on the front, and then on the back side you have the darker color, which is kind of like a, it's kind of like a raspberry. But this is great, and I haven't had any issues with pilling or anything like that on the Mania. I also have the Mania Shine Shawl. This is in the black, and it does have this beautiful silver threading, or the silver thread throughout for the monogram. And then on the inside, you can see that you have mostly silver with a little bit of black. But this is great as well. Like I said, no issues with pilling or anything like that. And they are very, very warm. Some people might think that it might be a little too warm for Southern California weather. And I might have to agree with that, but I can really get away with using them mostly in January and February when it starts to get a little bit colder for us here anyways. All right, and then I also have the Monogram Denim Shawl. I absolutely love this shawl. This is my go-to shawl for any type of weather. I like using this sometimes whenever we travel. I like to use this as a little blanket just because it is quite large, and there's so many different ways that you can use this. I did a review on it, and I also included some pictures on how you can end up styling it, but I think that this is fantastic. And what I particularly like about the denim collection is the fact that it's a little bit easier to conceal the the threading that starts to kind of get a little bit loose, because I'll be honest with you, I mean, these don't even though I haven't had any issues with the pilling on the Mania, when it comes to the denim shawl, I have quite a bit of snags. I mean, all over the place. It's usually from my rings or from my earrings if I have it on. I'll have a ton of them. But because of the coloring that this has, it hides it a lot better. So if you're looking to go for a shawl, I highly recommend the denim just because of what I mentioned earlier. So there's the back side and there's the front side. And there's a few different colors to choose from, but it's quite large and you can really get away with it, like I said before, in any type of weather. So whether it's a little bit chilly outside or whether it's really cold, it keeps you warm and it's still not too hot. I also have another Monogram shawl, and this is in the color Framboise, which translates to raspberry, but it is a very, very, very vivid hot pink. And it looks like the camera might be capturing the color perfectly, but you know, for me, whenever I want to go into using a pop of color, and if I don't have it on my shoes, or if I don't have it, you know, on a shirt or anything like that, I will always end up going for something like this. So I'm just crazy about the color. I told you guys, I'm obsessed with hot pink and red, so this is amazing. And again, the Monogram shawl is just a wonderful shawl that you can use year round. All right, now for the last part of my small leather goods / accessories, I have some luggage tags. I'm not going to go through each of them. I did do a collection video a few months ago, and I will put that on the description box below if you guys want to check it out. But the reason why I'm such a fan of luggage tags is because I like to use them as bag charms. I do love the bag charms that the Fashion House has. I think that they are stunning, and I love the fact that they add so much personality to a handbag. But personally for me, I'm not too crazy about having metal on metal, you know, rubbing up against each other. It's just my own personal preference, but like I said before, I still think that they are gorgeous. So for me, having a little bit of peace of mind with having the leather, you know, the leather on the hardware where this, you know, where this lays, just kind of works out better. But I have had some sent from some wonderful friends from around the world, and I've also been able to acquire some of these either from my local Louis Vuitton boutique or just whenever we travel. So I love, love, love the luggage tags, and again, I feel that they add a little bit of personality to any collection. All right, now on to handbags, and these are in no particular order, starting with the Pochette Accessoire new model. This is in the monogram canvas. I love the new model only because it does have a little bit of a longer shoulder strap, so that way if you wanted to put it on as your shoulder bag, it doesn't end up being too tight on underneath your arm. But love this little piece, also very, very versatile. You can use it not only as a handbag, as a clutch, as a catch-all. You can put this inside of your Neverfulls, and I think it's perfect. So I decided to add this back into my collection. I had it years ago. I used it quite a bit. I sold it, and I decided to repurchase it. So, so far, this is the only item that I have repurchased that I have that I had sold in the past. So the Pochette Accessoire new model in the monogram canvas. Now the next items, these are technically small leather goods, but I prefer to use them as clutches, and a lot of people actually prefer to use them as clutches as well, and that is the Toiletry Pouch 26. The first one is in the Demi Azur with the Tahitian collection, kind of like my mini pochettes. So I think that this is, I mean, again, I love the combination of the pink with the Demi Azur. I think it's a beautiful pairing, and I also like the fact that it does have, sorry, it's currently stuffed, that it also has that gorgeous pink interior. And I did use it quite a bit in the summertime, and I also didn't experience any color transfer, much to my surprise, or any kind of chipping on the silk screening either. And I will be the first person to let you guys know if I have any type of issue or any type of wear on it. I will always share my thoughts with you guys as well. So the Toiletry Pouch 26 in the Tahitian Demi Azur collection. And I also have the Toiletry Pouch 26, although this is technically called the Pochette Voyage in the, I believe it's the MM size. I think that's what it says on the website. And this is in the gorgeous Monogram Eclipse. So this is technically from the men's collection because the women's line does not have any Monogram Eclipse. Although, fingers crossed, somewhere out there someone's listening to us and they decide to make a Speedy or a Neverfull, or even, I mean, even a key pouch in this, what's it called? In this Monogram Eclipse. I know they have one that's kind of like the 6-ring key holder and it has a little bit of a zipper, but I'm just talking about a plain old, you know, key pouch. I don't know, but I love this. I think that this is fantastic. Now, like I said, I do like to use these as clutches. The biggest difference between them is the fact that this has quite a bit more leather. You have leather along the top and as well as the gussets on the side. And it also comes with credit card slots in there. So again, it makes it a lot easier to use as a clutch. And it does have the gorgeous gunmetal hardware, which I am crazy about. There you go. I don't even know if it's picking it up too well. But the Pochette Voyage MM in the Monogram Eclipse. So technically the Toiletry 26, and they are literally the exact same size. Maybe this one's a little bit, no, they look like they're exactly the same. This one might look like it's a little bit thicker, but Nah. Alright, the next one that I have is my Alma BB in the Damier Ebene canvas. I was never a big fan of this bag in the past. I didn't understand why so many people thought that this was a great bag, but I kept thinking about it, I kept researching it, and I love this bag. I think it is gorgeous. It's small, but I feel like that's what happens with small bags. They're small, but they're so deceiving because you can get away with using so much inside. So there we go. And it does come with a strap that I have in here. It's just, I always keep it stored this way, which I don't necessarily recommend because when I go to use it, it always gets kind of tangled and it looks kind of funky. But the Alma BB in the Damier Ebene canvas. All right, moving on to one of my all-time favorites, and that is the Pochette Matisse in the Monogram canvas. This bag is just amazing. I've had it for a few years now, or a couple years. This is my second one because the first one did have a little bit of varnish issues, but ever since then I haven't had any problems. It hasn't, it hasn't cracked on the varnish here or anything like that. But this is such an amazing bag. So wonderful to use as a travel bag, as a daily bag, because it does have that crossbody feature. And a lot of you also know that if you've been watching my channel for a while, I was never a big fan of crossbody bags either. I mean, I appreciated what people were saying and what they brought to the table, but I always thought it's not really for me. I personally prefer a tote or a hand carry bag, but this was a major, major game changer. This made me see why having a crossbody bag is so amazing. I like the fact that you can be hands-free when you're out and about. So the Pochette Matisse, fantastic, fantastic handbag. All right, next up I have my Speedies, and all three Speedies have different characteristics. One of them is an older style, one of them is a transition style, and the other one is a newer style, and I'll get into that in just a second. So the older one that I have is the Speedy 30 Classic in the Damier Azur. I actually got this bag in Paris when we went for the first time, and I have so many memories attached to this bag. But what I mean by older is before the tabs were flat up against the bag. And the color of the Damier Azur has definitely changed as I've used it. Once the light hits it, like sunlight, it starts to have a little bit of a yellow tinge to it, which is normal. But before I felt like it was a lot brighter, and now it just looks a little bit more yellow. But like I said, that's just a normal characteristic that it has. So this is the older style. The transition style is this beauty, which is the Mono Speedy 30 Classic as well. And the reason why it's a transition is because a few years ago they decided to make the tabs a little bit puffier, and they also changed the zipper on the interior. But because this is, like I said, the middle point where they started to change the styles, this has the old style pocket inside. So now they have a little bit of a zipper, and I'll show you guys that in just a second. But the Mono, I actually opted for the stripe to go down the middle. You can end up choosing no stripe, and you can just have your initials, or you could have your like a stripe on the side. But I personally just liked it smack in the middle. The colors that I chose were Blanc and Fuchsia, and the Blanc or the white, it's a very, very bright white, especially up against the hot pink or the Fuchsia. It's almost like a whiteout white. And what I love about Monogram is the fact that you can choose the interior. You can either go for the brown textile lining that the Monogram has, or you can go for either color that you choose to customize your bag. So, of course, I chose the fuchsia, and I just love, I love how bright it is. It's gorgeous. So the classic Speedy 30 in the Monogram, and the newer Speedy is this beauty, which is also another classic 30 in the Damier Ebene. And this one, as you can tell, it has the puffier tabs that I was talking about, and it also has a zipped pocket on the interior. So the first ones just had the little open compartment here. And to be honest, I don't really use the pocket. Sometimes I'll end up using it for like gum or mints or stuff like that, but for the most part, it just I guess I like the way that it looks, but I don't really use it. I just love, the Damier Ebene because you have that gorgeous red interior. And this one also has a luggage tag. Now I used to have the Speedy 35 once upon a time in my collection. I had a few of them, and I thought that they were great, but personally, for me and my own lifestyle, I prefer the 30, the classic 30, just because I feel it's a little bit more proportionate to my body frame. I felt that the 35 was a little too large for a hand carry bag. And for hand carry, like I said, my favorite size is the 30 because it's not too big, it's not too small. I feel that it's just the right size, kind of like Goldilocks. But there we go. So the classic Speedy 30 in Damier Ebene, and the canvas has changed throughout the years because this canvas of the older one is a little bit, seems like it's a little bit thicker, and this one feels like it's a little bit thinner, but I still think that they are gorgeous. All right, and my other Speedy is this beauty here, which is another game changer. This is the Speedy 25 Bandolier in the Monogram canvas. I never thought in a million years that I would ever own or like a bandolier, and I love them. I think they're great. I prefer the classic just because that's more my style, but I still think that the 25 Bandolier is amazing. And for a crossbody bag, I prefer the 25 versus the 30. So this one's perfect for hand carry. This one's perfect for crossbody. Love this bag. And there you can see I have another little luggage tag. No surprise there. And I have used it quite a bit. Sometimes, you know, like I said, I never thought I would ever have it in my collection. Sometimes when I'm like, oh, what bag do I want to use today? I'll end up going for this one just because it offers so much. So big fan. I was wrong. I can admit when I was wrong, and I was just like, I don't get why people like the bandolier. Now I get it. Kind of like the whole Alma BB. All right, moving on to the last of my handbags. That is the Neverfull MM in the Damier Ebene canvas. This is the old style because it does have the cursive interior. Now they don't have that type of font anymore, but I love the combination of the chocolate brown with the red. I just think it is absolutely gorgeous. And this is actually my least used Neverfull, only because I feel that the Damier Ebene, it is fantastic because it's so carefree, but sometimes I feel that it ends up digging into my shoulder a little more than I would like. So I tend to use this more in the fall and in the winter, not necessarily because it's Damier Ebene, but more so because I have more layers on and I don't really feel the leather digging into my shoulder as much. So the MM in the Damier Ebene. I also have it, the MM size in the Monogram canvas. This is also an older style because it also has the cursive interior. There we go. And this one, as far as comfort goes, you can't go wrong with the Monogram or the Damier Ebene, only because I just feel that the straps are so insanely comfortable. You don't have to worry about them digging into your shoulder. And trust me, I have packed this bag to the brim, and I can still get away with using it for hours upon hours. And I actually prefer to use mine not cinched in. I like the open, you know, how open it is. If I was to go for a GM, I really like the way that those look cinched in compared to the MM. All right, and then the last one that I have is, oh man, it is the Damier Ebene, also in the MM size, and again, it is the old style because it does have the cursive. This baby is has beyond character because the vachetta has started to get very dark up at, you know, up at the top. It's kind of starting to pass the honey golden color that it has down here, and it has quite a bit of wear right there on the leather trim, but I love this bag. This is actually my most used Neverfull. And when I got it, I promised myself that I wasn't going to baby it. And I wear quite a bit of dark clothing, and I didn't have an issue with color transfer up until last year. And I've had this bag forever and a day, since when they first came out. And I actually started to use this as my travel bag with the Damier Ebene. And yeah, I have a whole lot of color transfer now from our recent trip to Hawaii, but it doesn't bother me because it's about, like, for me, it's about getting joy out of using the bag. All right, now for my luggage pieces, I really should have included the Toiletry 25, but the first one is my Nice BB in the Monogram canvas, and I have used this quite a bit in the last couple of trips that we've had, and it's worked out perfectly. I like the fact that you're able to get away with using quite a bit of items inside because it does have quite a bit of depth to it, and you can also end up putting a few items in here, and you can, I mean, I feel that even though it is a little bit smaller, it still fits a crazy amount of items, and I often get asked if I prefer the Nice over the Nice BB over the 25, and to be honest, I feel that you can actually end up carrying the same amount of items in both. I think that they're both fantastic. If you want something a little bit If you want something a little bit smaller to fit inside of your luggage but still carry quite a bit, then I recommend the 25. But the Nice is also great because it doesn't take up too much space. So I do like that. So for my first actual travel piece, it is a Keep-All. I don't have any hard-sided luggage. They're all soft-sided. I have the Keep-All 45 Bandolier in the Monogram canvas. And I think that the 45 is perfect for long or for weekend getaways. If you are going somewhere where it's a tropical destination and you don't have to, you know, have quite a bit of clothing, then I highly recommend the 45. You know, and if you're going for a longer period of time, I definitely recommend going up a few sizes or a size. But this one has been fantastic. We used it a couple times when we've traveled, and it does have quite a bit of wear, but that's just going to happen with any travel piece, with any, whether it's hard-sided luggage or a Keep-All, you'll end up seeing some type of wear on there, especially if you're going into a destination that you're not necessarily sure of the weather that you're going to be landing in. So that's just something to always know. And for me, these have held up very, very well. And I know that they have since started to incorporate the pockets inside, because these are just, there's no pocket. There's no type of organization. It's kind of like a giant Speedy. But I know some of the models have that pocket inside, which makes it a little bit easier to put your passport or whatever else that you need. So the 45 Bandolier in the Monogram canvas. I also have the 45 Bandolier in the Damier Ben canvas. If you want something a little bit more carefree, something that won't end up showing those water stains that the Vachetta has, then I highly recommend going for the Damier Ben, just because it does have that color treated leather and it does have that gorgeous chocolate brown interior. Compared to most other Damier Ben pieces that have the beautiful red, this has just the chocolate brown. Let me open it up because they are stuffed. And I do stuff all of my bags with air paper, so these are always so much fun to stuff because they're huge. So this one I've used as a carry-on a few times and I haven't had any issues. And then the last one that I also have the Keep-All 55 Bandolier in the Monogram canvas. And this is actually the biggest size, or the largest size, that you can use for a carry-on. I don't think I've ever had to check in any of my Keep-Alls. I've been pretty fortunate, but this is also a very, very large size, and they all come with the extra shoulder strap. But like I was saying before, if you are going somewhere for a long weekend and if you don't carry too much with you, the 45s are great, or even the 50. If you are going somewhere for quite some time, or if you have like bulkier jackets, sweaters, or what have you, then I definitely recommend the 55. But just know that because these are kind of like giant Speedies and they don't really have too much structure to them, the more items you fit inside, the heavier they will become. So the 45, sometimes, I think the last time that I used it was when we were in Italy and it was raining, so we had our boots, we had jackets, our pea coats, we had, you know, heavy clothing. And I remember lugging this thing through the airport and I'm just like, I can't do it anymore. This thing is so heavy. So just keep that in the back of your mind. But the Keep-All 55 Bandolier in the Monogram canvas. Alright, you guys, so that does it for my entire Louis Vuitton collection. I think that's all of the pieces that I have. I might be missing one or two on this video. Hopefully I'm not. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said, I have quite a bit of reviews on the items that I talked about, and I will try to add everything or as much information as I can in the description box below. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all a little bit later. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day, you guys.